Welcome into the Commanders Report. You guys asked for it. Now you're getting it today. I reveal my first 2026 7-round mock draft for the Washington Commanders of draft season. We're going to kick draft season off here on the Commanders Report a little bit earlier than normal because this season, unfortunately for the Washington Commanders, is all but over, at least in terms of their playoff hopes. So now it's time to look towards the future. Today, my first 7-round mock for your Washington Commanders. And if you guys want another mock draft next week, my bosses tell me we have to get at least 500 likes on today's show. If we can't get there, we're not allowed to do another mock draft next week. So if you guys want another mock, during week 13 of the NFL schedule, make sure you guys click that thumbs up icon to kick off today's show. So the current draft positioning, obviously comp picks still need to be dealt out and all that different stuff. But right now, this is where the Commanders currently hold stock in the 2026 NFL draft. They've got only 2 picks in the top 100 at pick number 7 and pick number 71. And then they've got 1 5th-rounder, pick number 146, 2 6th-rounders at 185 and 192 respectively, and then 1 7th-rounder currently held at 220. Now, just so you guys know, I did run this mock draft on the PFF mock draft simulator. So if you think any of the names that I ended up drafting in this draft are unrealistic, take it up with PFF. All right, so now I want to talk here first about what happened in this draft when I got to the first pick here. And I also want to let you guys know that I did not do any trades in this mock draft. Now, as the draft season continues on, we're going to incorporate trades more and more. But for the first mock here, we decided not to do any trades today. So let's take a look at the players that went off the board at the time of me picking at number 7 for the Washington Commanders. Ruben Bain, the defensive end out of Miami, went to the Titans, number 1. Caleb Downs, the Ohio State safety, went number 2. Ty Simpson, the quarterback out of Bama, going to the Cleveland Browns at number 3. Fernando Mendoza going to the Saints at number 4. Peter Woods, the defensive lineman out of Clemson, going to the Jets at 5, with Jordan Tyson, the excellent receiver out of Arizona State, going to Las Vegas. So the best players on the board at positions of need for the Washington Commanders at the time of me picking were these 4. Arvell Reese, who is getting a lot of draft love right now, getting lots of comparisons to Micah Parsons. TJ Parker, the edge rusher out of Clemson, currently ranked 6th on the PFF big board, still on the board here. Jeremiah Love, who would be an explosive running back to pair with Jaden Daniels. He'll probably be the first running back off the board in this year's NFL draft out of Notre Dame. And then Makai Lemon, a wide receiver out of USC, right now is the consensus number 2 receiver in the class, currently ranks 10th on the PFF big board. So before I reveal which of these 4 players I took in the first round here, let me know which one of these 4 guys you would pick. Type AR for Arvell Reese, type TJ for TJ Parker, type JL for Jeremiah Love, or ML for Makai Lemon. Make sure you guys let me know who you would pick down there in the comment section. For today's pinned question. In just a second here, I'm going to tell you about our sponsor today at Harry's. Well, I'll tell you about Harry's today. Let me know which of these 4 gentlemen you would take with the Commanders' first pick this year. Now, let's have word from our sponsor today at Harry's. And I don't have to tell you guys that maneuvering the men's razor space these days is kind of a nightmare. The quality products are always super expensive, and the refills are also super expensive. And then when you try and save a little bit of money by getting a value brand, you get stuck with dull razors that irritate and even cut your skin, and you can really only use them once before you have to replace them. That's exactly why I switched to Harry's Plus, and I haven't looked back since. Harry's Plus has an advanced pivoting system to reach every corner of your face, refined blade tech for closer, smoother shaves, and a weighted metal handle, which is Harry's heaviest handle ever, for added control and comfort. But I think the best part about Harry's Plus is how affordable it is. Harry's has their own world-class blade factory in Germany, which means no outsourcing and no middlemen. And because they control the entire process from steel to shelf, they keep costs low and pass the savings on to you. And if you don't love your shave, Harry's is going to make it right with you, no questions asked. Their risk-free trial means there's zero downside to giving them a shot. Now, I've been using Harry's products ever since I was in college, because I was obviously somebody as a college student that didn't have a lot of money, but I also didn't love the value brand kind of shaving kits that you would find at your Walgreens or whatever. But with Harry's, I switched to them when I was in college, and I've been using their products ever since. And I switched to Harry's Plus recently when they came out with this new weighted metal handle, which really gives an extra kind of element of premium quality. And their German engineered blades are fantastic. They give you that quality shave every single time, that barbershop quality shave, without having to break the bank. So for a limited time only, our listeners get the Harry's Plus trial set for only $10 at harrys.com/chat. This set includes the all-new Harry's Plus razor, one refined 5-blade cartridge, a 2-ounce foaming shave gel, and a travel cover to protect your blades on the go. Just head on over to harrys.com/chat to claim this offer, and after your purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. A big thank you to Harry's for sponsoring today's edition of the Commanders Report. So I am going to go with the wide receiver here, Makai Lemon out of USC, with the Commanders' first selection of my mock draft today, guys. And I just love this kid's profile, okay? He is a phenomenal route runner. He's great after the catch. For somebody that's not the biggest guy in the world at 5'11", 195 pounds, he is somebody that comes down with tough catches and has a really good ability to come down with those contested catch situations, whether it's down the sideline, over the middle of the field. He's just a very complete wide receiver that I think projects as a future number 1 wide receiver in the National Football League. You can play him in the slot. You can play him at Z on the outside. You can even throw him out there at X if you really want to. And right now he's the number 1 graded wide receiver in all of college football by Pro Football Focus with a grade of 91.4. So this guy is the complete package, and he is the guy that I want to pair with Terry McLaurin in this Commanders offense with Jaden Daniels and to be this team's future number 1 wide receiver. We are currently experiencing life without Terry McLaurin right now over the last several weeks, where this offense has been halted to a dead stop without Terry McLaurin in the offense. I never want that to happen again, and I think that pairing Lemon with Terry McLaurin would create one of the most dangerous wide receiver duos in the entire National Football League and get this offense back on the right track. Then in the 3rd round, we have to go all the way to the 3rd round, but I'm going to take Keon Sabb, the safety out of Bama, the transfer from Michigan, and he's somebody that's got an excellent athletic profile. He's going to test exceptionally well in Indianapolis at the Combine as well as at his pro day, and he's going to be projected as more of a rangy, true free safety because he's not the best tackler in the world, and he's not the best in terms of taking on blocks. You're not going to really ask him to play in the box or anything like that, but he's got really good coverage ability in my opinion, and he's got legitimate, rangy, true free safety speed, and this is a defense with Dan Quinn that likes to play a lot of single high coverage. So you need a true free safety to operate this offense or this defense at its best. Quan Martin, as we've seen this year, is not capable of playing that spot. I think Keon Sabb is somebody as a 3rd round selection that would fit really nicely in this Commanders defense. And right now, really high up there in terms of the overall college rankings among safeties, 130th out of almost 1,000 safeties being graded by Pro Football Focus this season. So as a 3rd round value, you get a starter here. I think that that's a really good place to start and rebuilding your defense. And then in round 5, all right, the PFF has Harold Perkins Jr., who's had some injuries throughout his career, fall to the Commanders here in round 5, so I'm going to take him. All right, he is such a versatile player. Obviously, that number 7 is a big deal in LSU, and he was able to get that for a reason. Now, he's not graded super high this year, and he certainly dealt with some injuries. So it's certainly something here where there's a reason why he's dropping to round 5 according to Pro Football Focus rankings and where they have him on their big board. But he is such a high upside prospect who is an athletic freak. He's got a bunch of versatility. He can be this team's, in my opinion, long-term Frankie Llewwllyn replacement, or at least he has the potential to replace Frankie Llewwllyn in the long term, because Llewwlyn's role in this defense is really unique as a versatile, almost like edge rusher type of player where he blitzes a lot. And frankly, Frankie is declining. He's not as good tackling out in space, and he's not very good in pass coverage anymore. Harold Perkins can be the long-term future at this particular role and position in the Commanders defense. And then we'll kind of go over the last 3 picks here, the later round picks. I'm going to go with Darius Taylor, a running back out of Minnesota. That falls to me here at 185. I know the Commanders have some decent young running back talent, but adding a guy like Taylor, who's got some big playability, and he has shown that throughout his time in PJ Fleck's offense there in Minnesota, I think would be a nice addition to this offense. And then Max Llewwllyn, I hope I'm saying that right because there's a lot of L's in there, but he is a very productive defensive lineman out of Iowa that is a big body. And yeah, if you know anything about the defensive ends in this Commanders defense, especially on early downs, they like those big body guys, and he is like 280 pounds. So he is a big boy that can play on the outside, take over the Dietrich Wise role, quote unquote, in this defense and be a developmental piece for this defense. And a defense there in Iowa that really coaches up and teaches their defensive linemen really well. I think that's a great value in round 6. And then I'm going to go with Drayk Bowen, the linebacker out of my Fighting Irish there. And I really love Bowen's ability to be a contributor. He's a bigger guy. He replace Bobby Wagner's role as the thumper in this defense as a true middle linebacker. And obviously he'd be somebody that would have to earn his way onto the field, but he's somebody I think might be rising up draft boards as we get closer to draft day. I got him here in the 7th round. So my first mock draft of the year for the Washington Commanders, I got Makai Lemon to be this team's future at wide receiver. I got Keon Sabb to take over a starting spot at safety immediately. Harold Perkins Jr. to be your Frankie Louvu replacement of the future. Darius Taylor to add another explosive, young, fast running back into this Commanders offense. Max Llewwllyn to be a run-defending, bigger body type of defensive end that could, definitely play a role in this defense for many years. And then Drayk Bowen, a linebacker that could maybe replace Bobby Wagner's role as a thumper on early downs. So sound off for me down there in the comment section. Grade this week's mock draft for me. Give me an A, B, C, D, or F to let me know what you guys think. And also, if there's any pick that you take issue with in particular, please let me know in the chat. I love hearing all of your guys' comments and what you guys have to say about what we do here on the Commanders Report. And that'll be it for today's show, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by, talking some Commanders ball with me here today. As always, make sure you guys click that subscribe button. And until next time, hail to the Commanders.